to the Goddess Key podcast, the show that brings you the keys to unlock your true divine essence with spiritual knowledge, tools, information for your enlightenment and transformation. And now with your host, Lasagna the Goddess.
Peace and blessings, everyone. This is Lasagna with the Goddess Key. I hope you and your loved ones are having a beautiful week. This is a special edition of the Goddess Key. We're starting off with the Moon series. As I stated before the end of the year, that I wanted to do more understanding of how we can be in line and in tune with nature to help grow our feminine essence. Because the more that I study and learn, the feminine energy has been suppressed. A lot of the information that we don't know keep us from being truly in our feminine power. And I wanted to start off with the goddesses, but the book that I ordered was the wrong book. So I ordered the correct book, and hopefully it'll be here soon and I have a chance to read it. But in the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and start with the Moon series. So today is the full moon. The full moon was in Cancer. And you know, Cancer rules the moon, or the moon rules Cancer in astrology. And of course, this deals with our inner emotions. So if you understand astrology, we have the sun, which is your sun sign, which everyone pretty much knows. Then you have your moon sign, which is your mother, your inner emotional, and your rising signs, and then all the other planets and houses spread out, a snapshot of when you were born, and you can pretty much figure out what makes you tick, some of the things you need to let go and heal, and how your life path and some things are going to be within your life to overcome. So if you haven't, you want to maybe pull your natal chart and just look and see what your moon sign is. Mine is Aries, so I can be quite fiery with my emotions. And you can my family can pretty much agree to that. So and my rising sign is a Pisces, so a lot of people see me as that Piscean energy, and then you know that Gemini and fire Aries energy comes out, and they be like, woo, you know, they see a whole nother side. But anyway, as I said, the moon is in Cancer, full moon, and the full moon is a time, it's a powerful time. It really is. And plus we had the eclipse. So there's a lot of energy that is going on. And I know yesterday I was a little bit emotional because when I get here and get home, and especially Cancer is dealing with the home, things are not right, and you know, I was a little bit ticked off, but you know, I made it through it. I tried to check myself and just, you know, keep in mind. And anytime too, for me, whenever I see 555, I know that's going to deal with my emotions. So the universe always warned me. I see it anytime, every time, and I try to keep in the back of my head, okay, I'm seeing this number, something's going to come up to trigger my emotions, so try to be okay. But anyway, again, this is the wolf moon, and it's named after the hungry wolf that howls in the dark night of January. And so this is a good time to state your intentions, and it's a good time to work on any inner emotional healing relationships, turning inward, checking your emotions. And because with the full moon, it's the brightest moon, so it's shining light in the darkness. Because from the new moon up into the full moon, everything is pretty much in darkness. So this is the brightest time that is shining light on anything that we need to check and release and let go, that is no longer serving us. Toxic behavior, toxic thoughts, toxic relationships, anything that is upsetting. So you can set good intentions, have a good positive mindset. So when we start to make the transition back, and we can plant seeds when the new moon comes, and we start the whole cycle over again, and really work to manifest what we desire and become better feminine women in our feminine power. And this just doesn't just apply to women, it applies to men too. Because when I look at relationships, men, for some reason, especially within the black community, tends not to heal their wounds from either childhood, dealing with parents, or relationships. And I see that they are the main ones that need to try to heal and let go of some toxic thoughts and behaviors that they tend to carry. As they get older, many do, but it takes them a while. But that's off subject. So, also, when I was looking at more information on the moon, I remember that I had this diary. It's called the 13 Moon Calendar of Natural Time, and how we really should be living in alignment with the moon cycles. Of course, the feminine woman, every woman who has a menstrual cycle, it comes every 28 days, which is in alignment with the moon. If you look at the progression of the moon, starting with the new moon, where you don't see the moon because it's behind the sun, everything is in darkness. And this is the time when you should plant seeds. So if you think about it, when a woman becomes pregnant, she's the seed is planted, but you know that you do the pregnancy testing, you know that you're pregnant, but you're not showing. And as the baby grow, then you start to see it's in the same phases, just as how the moon grows. And when the full moon, it gives birth, it release, you bring forth the manifestation of what the divine wants to have here in the physical. And the woman is a vessel for that physical energy, that energy to be planted here in the physical. It has its destiny, it has its purpose, it's been encoded what it needs to do, and you're just a vessel to bring it here in the physical. So, and we're used, it's the same way if you think about the things that we're meant to do. We are being used by spirit to manifest what it wants to happen here. And we have two energies that are working. We have white light and we have dark light or dark energy. And both want something here. And a lot of times I think we don't want, the negative or the darkness, but it has its place and we have to respect it because it's just the way the universe has been formed. And we can't get around it. It's always going to be a negative and a positive, or a dark or a light. And there will be some people that's where they're going to be, and you can let them be over there, and you be where you need to be to do what you was sent, what your purpose, what your light is, to bring forth in goodness here in this lifetime. So for the full moon, which again is in Cancer, we think about the mother being more nurturing. If you need to be more nurturing to yourself, if you need to be more nurturing with your children, family, share your gifts. If you are in a creative space, what do you have to share that you can release in a positive way to those that are among you? Again, letting go of baggage, acknowledging any feelings that may be bothering you. Discuss it, write it down in a journal, talk to someone who is really close that doesn't see it as you being negative, but just trying to find a place of healing. And if you are into divination or any kind of spiritual work, this is a good time to do any rituals or spell work to help with the new transition back into the new moon. So that is for Cancer full moon today. And we have, just to speak on a little bit of the 13 moons. So during ancient Mayan and ancient Kemet or Egypt, they use the 13 moon calendar, which if you take 13 times 28, that comes up to 364 days. And then you had one day out, which was a celebration. And this would be on July 25th. July 26th would be the next day or the start of the new year. And this is because the sun, the earth, the sun, and Sirius would all be in alignment. And this is how they would mark their new year. So the calendar that we use is really not in alignment with any type of where we in tune with nature. It's basically to help us mark for us far as time, or to meet someone. Okay, today is January 10th. I'm going to meet you at the McDonald's at 2:00. It's not really in alignment with necessarily with nature, or being in tune with nature, versus if we use the 13 moon calendar, which they did in ancient time, which was all geared around femininity. Everything in ancient times was in alignment with the feminine and not the masculine, because the spiritual world works off of feminine energy because it is in darkness. So let me see what else was in this book that I can share. It just speaks about, let me see if I can read something. Okay, so each year the energy is different. So the book that I have here, it was dated 2008 to 2009, and it was called Blue Electric Storm. So each year the energy is different based on that particular time or the particular year. I believe it's around whatever year it's is coinciding with, and I think it's based around numerology. Let me see if I can find where I downloaded the calendar. Oh, my computer. I don't see it. I thought I had it, but I don't see where I downloaded the calendar to see what it was, what is dated for this year. Let me see. I think I see it here. Let me see. Okay, yes, I have it. So the 2019 to 2020, this is called the White Magnetic Wizard. And in 2008 to 2009, it was called Blue Electric Storm. So this is based off of the Mayan calendar, and it has a different energy each year. So for this year, because in their calendar, we're still in the White Magnetic Wizard year. And I don't know, let me see what it says. With the magnetic tone of purpose, I'm guided by my own power doubled. So in essence, we're unifying in order to enhance, attract, and seal out timeliness. With the magnetic tone of purpose, I am guided by my own power doubled. So that's what this particular year is geared towards. And it has a breakdown. I can, let me see. I think this is on, let me see if I can find the website. I think it's called the lawoftime.org. Yes, lawoftime.org. So that's lawoftime.org. Lawoftime.org. And you can find the calendar if you want to know information about the 13 moon calendar, how you can use it to be more in sync. They do put it in a format of with the current Gregorian calendar, and they have the Mayan symbols, the tone for that day. They break it down really nicely, so you can go through and read it. So let me see. It says the time is of the mind. Time is the evolution of consciousness. Time is the universal factor of sinking. Time is art. Natural time meditation. So they have a lot of good information if you want to go and download the PDF. It is for free. They used to put it in a book, but they don't have it in a book anymore. So with that, I'm going to close it out for this special moon series. I hope that you all have enjoyed this particular series, or this show. Series is not over, excuse me. And next week I'll be back, whatever the phase of the moon is for next Saturday. And I will be back next Saturday, but because the full moon fell on a Friday, I decided to release the show today. And I hope you all have a fantastic week. Please look for the positive affirmation on Monday. And visit my website, thegoddesskey.com, where you can find all natural, handcrafted bath and body care. And I do have a few crystals and incense that are available. Also, please visit the Facebook page, The Goddess Key Podcast. Also on Instagram, The Goddess Key Podcast, and the Goddess Key page for the Body Care, which is the Goddess Key 333. I may update the name, I'm not sure. But, and until next week, you all have a fantastic week, and I will see you next Saturday. Peace and blessings.
Thank you for joining me on this week's Goddess Key podcast. Please make sure you visit my website, thegoddesskey.com, where you can subscribe to the show on iTunes, Spotify, and Speaker, so you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, if you found value in the show, please head over and rate the show on iTunes or Spotify. Also share it via Facebook, Instagram, and all social media platforms for your family and friends. And join me next Saturday evening as we meet on our spiritual journey. Peace.